Welcome to the Abarca After Hours with beautiful ladies and my special guest here, NJ Chris. We are live on Instagram. This is the first podcast on the Northeast, New Jersey, New York City area who has beautiful ladies weekly, few times a week, where we speak about relationships, dating, and like the dating market, how it is now, and what's going on these modern times, this toxicity that's going on, this epidemic that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of fuckboying going on. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so before we start, I'd like to do my introduction. Personal training, online coaching is available now. I have a few spots open. DM me. My Instagram tag is on my YouTube channel and on Instagram. Email me as well, and we'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, please state your name, your age, what you do for a living, and your dating status. Okay? Rocio, since you already have the mic there, why don't we start here and then go counterclockwise?
Okay, my name is Rocio. I am 27. I am a personal banker. I'm currently single right now.
Yo, what's good? I was just on here. I go by NJ Chris, aka NJ or Chris. Taken. Nice. This is a nice panel. All right, Chris.
My name is Crystal. I am 27. I am a online fitness coach, and I am currently single.
Nice. All right. Okay, so guys, before we start anything, Joe, roll the intro. It's gonna be an awkward 5 seconds, guys. It's pre-recorded. Sorry, in Instagram. Damn, a lot of people. You guys toxic. Everybody's saying hi, Crystal. Now, look at that. Hi, Rocio. Look at that. Shit. All right. Okay. First question on the panel, guys. Ladies first, and then will be us guys. Describe your ideal man. I want to know the foundations here, just so I could kind of know what type of questions to ask. Describe it. Perfect man, hypothetic. Describe top 3 traits that he needs.
Loyalty has to be number one. You have to be able to take accountability for your actions. I hate one that doesn't. And honestly, just honesty. I want to be able to be honest with you because honesty goes a long way. You need to be able to communicate. And you need to be also not only just communicate, but also be understanding. So to be able to it's just when someone tells you you're listening, but you don't pay attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're communicating and you're not listening or you're not currently intaking what I'm saying, what was the point of me even opening my mouth?
So we got loyal, we got honest, and we got communication. Got it. Chris, what about you?
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of her.
Crystal.
There's 2 Chris.
Ladies first, and then
There's 2
we should
Chris's.
say
This
Crystal.
is
We should
gonna
say
be
Crystal.
hard.
We
It's
should
gonna
say
be
Crystal.
hard.
My bad.
I'll
All
be
right.
Crystal. You'll be Chris. You'll be Chris today. I definitely have to agree. Honesty is absolutely huge to me. I'm big on honesty. Communication is also big. I've had a past where communication was not a good thing with me and my ex-partner. So communication is absolutely huge to me. And respect. I feel like there's a lot of guys who just don't respect their woman, and it's so looked past. People are like, oh, it's fine. So respect, you have to respect me. That's huge. Absolutely huge for me. Those are my top 3.
Love that. What about you, NJ Chris?
I would
for
say
a woman, of course.
For a woman, it goes both ways though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You would like to think that whoever you look for in a partner, they also have it for you. I always like to say though, you gotta look for a quality person. You know what I'm saying? Not to judge though, because it sounds like you'll judge someone as not being a high quality person. But if you out here looking for respect, let's say, or honesty, you gotta like be with somebody who looks like they're honest to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Or someone who respects themselves. Because then how could they ever like be honest with you if they're not honest with themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got somebody that you know is probably going through life obstacles, which life throws at you, and they'll be like, oh, everything's fine, everything's fine. Like, you know, how are you going to expect them to be honest with you? You know, they're not even keeping it real with you, that like stuff's going a certain way. So I honestly look for you know, it's like when you're trying to eat good, you know, when you're trying to eat good, are you looking at McDonald's or you're looking at somewhere good, you know? Not to sound like to be interested in stuff like that, but I definitely like just for someone who looks like they got what I want for myself for themselves first. You know what I'm saying?
If you had to just shorten it from a sentence to a word, 3 traits.
Someone that's thoughtful. I know that sounds basic, but like thoughtful. But not towards me, just towards themselves though. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want someone to be needy. Like you know what I'm saying? I just want someone that kind of like you know, it's kind of like so like independent that like that's not what they're with me for. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like everything is just a plus. You know what I'm saying? It's because you actually like it, stuff like that.
So thoughtful, independent. What's the third one?
Funny. Like definitely not no serious person. Yeah, man. Definitely not no funny person.
That's interesting.
Yeah, gotta take a joke. I'm a dick sometimes. That's how I joke. So you know, you can't take this shit up the ass. You know.
Chris,
like I'm like stop people be like, hey flat, but you know you can't. You know you can have the fattest ass in the world. You can't. You know some girl. You know how girls be on their worst day. They'll take you serious, and I'll be like, nah, you can't do that.
I feel you.
That's how I joke. You know. So.
Now, Chris, you ended up mentioning independent.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious to capitalize on that. Why would you want a girl who's independent in general?
Like I meant that more in the sense of like happiness, though. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So not independent from you.
No, because if you're my girl, I'm trying to get closer and closer to you as the days go, you know, as the years go by. Nah, just more on some like, you know, I've had it heard in the past where like some girl told me like, oh, okay, like I'm only happy because of you. Like I don't know, that's a big responsibility. You know, so you shouldn't put your happiness on somebody. And you know what I'm saying? I won't be a hypocrite. Like I felt like that about people before, and it's like that's some whack shit to say to somebody.
Yeah,
but like, oh, like you blew my shit today. Like my life's trash.
Right?
'Cause you're not fucking with me. Like nah, that's a dub, and that's what I meant by independent. More like emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be with somebody. Like you know what? Is a turn on like if we fighting and like you proceeding as regular, you know what I'm saying, not doing something to like make me think, oh, I distracted you or something. Like that's cool. Like okay, maybe I'm tripping. Like you know, like if we have an argument and I see that you like not like, you know, acting like you need me to talk to you for you to move straight, I'll be like, oh shit, look, I'm probably tripping. Like let me go back to this girl. You feel me? Like
I get you,
like,
man. So
you know,
someone who is not dependent on you making,
who's not acting like that. Like nobody is, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people
listen,
you know?
I could comment on that because there's a lot of women out there, especially my exes, where they always tell their significant other, let's say for example, that you know it's your job to make me happy, and it's the individual's
that's what I mean.
job. I completely understand.
Like it's my job to
That's
put
why
in.
I wanted to clarify.
It's my job to put effort into a relationship.
Exactly.
But like you know what I'm saying. Sometimes not that you gotta lose, but you know.
For two people, one person's supposed to be happy, make themselves happy. The other person's supposed to make themselves happy, and then when they get together, they make each other happy, and that's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's not. I think it's the most selfish thing trying to depend on someone to make you happy,
and then saying like, "Oh, I'm not happy because of you." Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
it's not fair. I completely understand.
Yeah.
All right. So listen. So we got the foundations here. Okay. Now the first real question that I really want to ask is, have you ever taken? No. You know what? Have you ever? Fuck that. When your significant other has cheated on you, explain the situation when you've taken them back. Because I'm sure everybody, 10 out of 10 times, there's been one position where, you know, you've seen some sus shit, very obvious or very not so obvious, and you've accepted them back. All right. So why don't we start with Crystal and then work clockwise?
I don't think because I obviously know my past. I've never been with someone that I have outright known that they cheated on me until after we broke up for other reasons. And I'm not the type of person to get back with my exes regardless. If we're done with, we are absolutely done with. Like, there's no going back. So I can't really say, because I've never been in a situation where like I found out that my ex cheated on me while I was with him and we broke up and we got back together, because that was just never a thing. My last relationship, we broke up because we were just doing really bad for most of our relationship. And I found out maybe like a month after we broke up that he cheated on me, but like there was no such thing as him and I ever getting back together regardless, because it was just that bad.
So you guys broke up and then you found out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you, looking back, did you notice any kind of red flags that you started connecting the dots and you were just like, yo, this guy was literally doing XYZ?
Absolutely. It's always the...
What were those flags?
It's always the girl that the guy's like, oh, that's just like my best friend, you know, like that's just my friend and X, Y, and Z. Like, I would never. And then the girl is like always so nice to you. Like, no, like I love being with you guys all the time. Like, no, I love you as a girlfriend for him. And it's like, bitch.
This is why you can't really trust females out here like that either.
Absolutely. That's why after that I was like, oh, that was such a red flag. But it's all right. We learned from that. But yeah, when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, girl, you were so stupid. But it's fine. You live and you learn. I was super young.
Wow. Okay. All right. Interesting. What about you, Chris?
I would say, I don't know. I feel like in a approach to think of the question, because that's a crazy question. You feel me? But I feel like a way to look at it, like you might could reword it as like, how do you deal with insecurity? You know, feeling like, okay, like, you know, some other shit going on, and like thinking about whether like being with someone or not.
Well, have you
Or, like,
all right, so have you ever suspected any of your relationships?
That's what I mean.
past
That's what I mean. Like
being cheated on.
That's like, I feel like it's Jersey, bro. Like, you know what they call this shit? Like, it's dirty Jersey. Like, you feel me? I've been accused. I've probably been. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a branding. But
well, his first name is NJ.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Chris. So y'all need to tune in. Nice to meet you. But I feel like, honestly, just anything like that. Like, I feel like on some shit. Like, I feel like I'll keep it real. I feel like anything I'll accuse someone of, I've been accused of the same way. You know, probably be like, this shit is a red flag to me. So where I keep it as, I feel like there's certain things that, like, you know, I don't really care about like people like
being cheated on. Do you
not like that? But you feel me? Like, I feel like a relationship's not even about like sex. If you call it a relationship, I feel like I've known that for a while. You feel me? Like, I've had like.
So let me be a little bit more specific, so we could just get a simple yes or no.
Go ahead.
You're with your significant other anytime in your life.
Okay.
Okay. Have you caught this person cheat on you?
Nah, now we together.
No. Has there been any suspect situations where you're just like, I don't like how you're turning your phone upside down, and you're putting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's a
has
fact.
there been any fucking hints, man?
I feel like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't really
Are you the
no
type
one
to
should
just
like
like
that
turn
happen.
your cheek and just be like, yo, you know what?
I saw a meme once that they were like, when you arguing with your girl and the iPhone message, it feels like a gunshot to you and shit like that. Like, I saw a meme like that. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I've never been proven like anything like that, so I don't know. Nah.
Okay, let's say this hypothetical scenario.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a relationship right now, right? If your significant other hypothetically cheats on you, do you think you would be able to take them back?
Like, we definitely, like, today can't be like yesterday type shit. Like, tomorrow can't be like yesterday type shit though, for sure. Like,
what does that mean?
If I found some, like, if something like that happened, I wouldn't say I wouldn't take no one back ever. Like, you feel me? I can't be ignorant and be like, oh, like, never.
Right.
But like, if something like that happened, I feel like tomorrow would be a different day than yesterday's. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's definitely like at least a break.
That's interesting.
Type shit.
All right,
for sure.
Okay, what about you, Rocio?
Got stories and explanations right now.
Just for the people who are, we have a bunch of people on Instagram Live. Hold on. So for the people who are just logging on, the question is, name a time you accepted a man back after cheating.
I didn't. But so let's put into reference, like, before this one, my last real relationship was 7 years ago. Like, I was single for 7 years before my recent ex. But the thing is that I didn't find out that he cheated on me till 6 months after with multiple females. So, but at that point, I didn't even care. But did I start connecting the dots? Absolutely. I was like, girl, you were a dumbass bitch. Like, what the hell were you thinking? And it was like, and I'm going to give you a whole explanation. Like, you guys are going to look at me real stupid. Like, one day I found out that he was at Montclair University and he stood the night with like 2 other females. What the fuck was I doing? I was like, oh, yeah, babe. Okay, let me know when you get home.
Oh, hell no, girl.
I was like, beginning of the relationship, toxic since day one. And then after that, he was like partying every single night, not inviting me anywhere, not telling me anything. My cousin found him in the streets. Like, it was just wild as hell. And I spent like 2 years with that. And then I remember he used to try and come like, oh, are we going to work things out? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't hate you. I don't resent you. I'm like, I forgave you for me. But for me to go back and like accept you, I'm literally just fucking up myself emotionally, spiritually. I'm already at a good spot in my life right now. For me to accept you, that's like taking 10 steps back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, honestly, I thank you, because I always feel like you need that one huge heartbreak in your life for it to like you have to hit rock bottom in your love life for you to like get the maduran. You know what I mean? For you to be able to like move on to like a nice healthy relationship, and no, that's not gonna what you want after that. You know what I mean?
I like how you said that, because I would argue that men become players because women end up playing the guy, and then us guys, we're just like, oh wow, like we really committed so much time to this girl, and we get our heart broken, and then we become dogs and players. And then from there we end up meeting ladies who are not fuckboys, let's say, and then we're just dogs, because we've gotten played and we just have this wall up, and then from there's a fucking cycle. We break that girl, and then that girl breaks a newbie's heart, and then it's
Would you argue that
continuous.
guys are a little more sensitive to relationships after a breakup than females are?
I see some shit that said that shit was bad.
That's a phenomenal question. I think yes, but not in the way that you think. Okay. So I'm gonna say yes, because if, let's say, a woman ends up cheating on a man, it hurts our heart, because we know that women are more emotional when they have sexual interactions with another man.
Okay.
They're very, very emotional. There's exceptions, but most women, they need to have some type of emotional connection to have, or spiritual connection, like you mentioned a spiritual connection to have, to end up fucking another guy. Okay? Us guys, we don't need a spiritual connection. If we're just horny, we're horny one night, whatever, it happens, and then we could literally still die for a girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's separate, and for us guys, women, when they end up cheating, it's heartbreaking for us, because that ends up happening because there was an emotional disconnection between the significant other and the couple, and then there was an emotional connection with someone else.
I just feel like females tend to forgive a lot more. And I feel like we try to, if we love you, we love you. Like, we try to give our all to like the tea to the point like we cannot anymore. And I feel like that comes to a point where a female will take a guy back, because we're like, we love you, whatever, we want to try, not in our
you think, but you think unconsciously in the back of your head, it's kind of like, well, like, he doesn't give a fuck about this bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What about you, Chris?
It all comes to respect,
Crystal,
though.
what do you think?
It does come all to respect. Sorry. What do I think about what?
What do you think about, men and women cheating, and what's worse? Do you agree with my perspective? Do you think women, when they end up cheating, it's more of an emotional disconnection with their significant other and a connection with someone else, like a fucking Brad at a bar, or, like a guy cheating, it's like there's no emotional connection? What do you think?
I do believe when a man cheats, there is no emotional connection, but I do believe that when a woman cheats, there could also be no emotional connection. But I do know a lot of the times when women do cheat, it ends up becoming an affair, because an affair is different than cheating.
What's the difference? You're educating me right now. I don't know the difference.
Well, cheating in my eyes is you're cheating, let's say, like with different people. That's the way I see cheating. Cheating to me is like you're cheating with different people. Whereas an affair, you're cheating with a specific person and you have actual feelings for that person. That's an affair. An affair is you're in a relationship, but you're actually having an affair with somebody else. Like, you have emotions for that other person. Whereas cheating, to me, it's like you're cheating with these a whole bunch of different people.
I get you. That's a good point. I never thought about it like that. So like an affair is you're actually kind of, you know, giving the time of day to the other person. It's not just sex. You're doing the dates. You're doing all the other aspects of some type of relationship. Oh, I never thought about that. That's a good point. What about you, NJ Chris? What do you think about that?
If the question was about agree, I definitely agree that like when guys cheat, it doesn't really mean as much as like when girls cheat, not for nothing though. And I feel like girls know that too. It's like some
unconsciously sometimes, right?
Like but yeah, bro, like I feel like sometimes like I don't know, explain it. God put this thing on us that y'all don't have, you know, and it just like I'm not explaining.
It's like an instinct for like it's but, not. Listen, like we sound like dogs, but it's not that. It's just you know I could be in love with my girlfriend, you know, and just because I'm not, you know, both of you guys are attractive young ladies. If I didn't know you guys just walked past by, unconsciously, I'm not even thinking about you, but I need to look for like a split second or use my peripherals because I'm very perspicacious.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? But like, dude, like, I'm not interested. Like, I'm here with my girl, but like, it's like, boom, quick, and then you know what I'm saying? Like it's just evolutionary.
I was at Newport yesterday. Some guy was pushing his carriage with his kid with his baby mom next to him, looking at ass at Newport. Look at that.
You know, like we can't, bro. You know.
But that's disrespectful.
That was disrespectful.
If you're next to your girl, that's disrespectful.
That shit is crazy though. That's a fact.
That's why we use
I'd rather
peripherals.
you just not do it in front of me.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I mean, we all have eyes. We're all bound to look. If a hot guy passes by me, I'm gonna look. If I'm in a
that's
relationship
horrible.
Too,
but you're with your mans and you're gonna look at another guy?
I said I would, but not with my man around. And then let me finish my sentence.
Oh shit. Okay.
If my man is next to me, I wouldn't.
Might as well do it together. It's gonna happen anyways. I'm sorry, like me in a relationship when I was my man, like we were signing, I was like, oh, that girl has a fat ass. We're gonna look together because I know he's gonna look from his peripheral, like you said. And I don't care. A fat ass is a fat ass. Like we all females,
absolutely. But I feel like if it's like being sneaky about it, it's like where it's weird. I don't know. Like I don't mind looking. Like I don't mind going to a strip club with my man.
I think I pointed out before my man does. I'm like,
that's a perfect scenario. So do you think, let's say if roles were flipped then? Do you think a guy's gonna be like, "Yo, this motherfucker good looking, babe? Look at that," or like
you're already doing subconsciously while you're looking.
That's not gonna happen though. A guy's, I've never heard a guy be like, "Yo, check this guy out, yo, he better than me." You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Chris, have you? Nah, yeah, bro. He's shaking his head.
He's getting shoes at most. Like, yo, those shoes cool. Yo, babe, should I get those shoes? Like, that's about it, though. Like, that's about it.
Facts.
That's hilarious.
All right, so Crystal mentions a few minutes ago about, her past relationship, how her ex-man's had a lot of, female friends. And that literally like triggered a question on me. I was like, this wasn't even planned. Unscripted question right here. Do you guys think, and this is a spicy question, do you guys think men and women could be friends?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You shook your head first, Crystal. Why don't you go ahead?
I have friends that are absolutely platonic. There's absolutely no feelings whatsoever. But I feel like you can tell when it's platonic and that there's absolutely no feelings involved. There's no touchy craziness. I mean, also a lot of my friends are gay, so it's a little hard. But I do have straight male friends that I don't have any feelings towards whatsoever. So you can have that. I just feel like if you have like three straight girls that are friends, I feel like that's like, all right, why do you have so many like straight girlfriends? Like one of them you have to have like a vibe for, you know what I mean? I don't know. One, fine. But I feel like, I mean, my ex, all his friends were girls.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He had maybe like a handful of like guy friends, but mainly females.
All right. Rocio, and then we'll go for the guys at the end.
This is a tricky question for me because most of my friends are guys. Most of them are guys. And this is something that I bring up when I come into a relationship. I'm like, if you're comfortable, if you're not, I completely understand, but I'm being straightforward with you. Most of my friends are guys. Because that's what I grew up around. That's the vibe that I am. I'm a very assertive, aggressive type of person. Females tend to be a little more sensitive to that. So I tend to attract more male friends that way than I do with females. So I feel like that's definitely a conversation that I have to have first. And I have to be extremely like inviting. Like, you didn't meet my ex. Like, I did not see you for months until you saw my ex. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like I feel like in order for my ex to feel comfortable, I have to bring him wherever I go. I'm not just gonna show up to my boy's house without my man. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that disrespectful. I'm not just gonna go hit up a club or a bar or something without my man there. You already know that these are my boys. You're coming with me. And if you're not coming, then you know what? Another day we'll hang out. I'm not fucking dying to go to a bar just to go sit with my boy because it looks wrong. No matter how you put it, it's wrong. So, but it's definitely tricky for me because I don't really get along with females like that.
Let me capitalize on that. So you mentioned that you end up almost like clearing the air with your mans before you start doing that.
Yes.
Do you think that's a necessary trait when you're in a relationship to go forward and go beyond?
What do you mean?
So, for example, like most women, they would just say, you know what? I have a lot of guy friends. It is what it is. Either you accept it or not. You almost mentioned how like you ended up kind of like mentioning it to him or mentioning it to this hypothetical man.
Because I have to be respectful towards you at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, let's say hypothetically, he's not okay with it. What's your next move there?
It's just, how do I go about it? Like, no matter what, my friends are not gonna go. I'm not just gonna be like dip off and like that's it. Bye. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like my friends are there because at the end of the day, me and you can break up in 2 weeks and then what? I'm left with nothing. I'm left without any type of social interaction because me and you left and you told me that you didn't feel comfortable because I have guy friends. No, I feel like I'm telling you because I'm already being considerate of your opinions, your feelings. You know,
Right.
Had I not given a fuck, I would have not told you, and I would have just fucking took you to a party with straight 20 guys in there, and you would have been like, "What the fuck?" You know. So it's me bringing it up to you directly at first. I'm being extremely considerate.
Okay.
That's how I think about it.
Chris, what about you?
Um,
The question here, guys, on IGTV is, or IG Live is, can a man and a woman be friends? Chris, go ahead.
Before I get into it, I want to say no relationship should cost a guy cutting off all their girlfriends or a girl cutting off all their boyfriends if they do have, each respectively. I'm gonna say yeah, bro, to be honest. But
They
me
could.
personally speaking, I don't really have that many like girlfriends. Like I know people that I talk to cause of business, like people who like make brands and stuff that I like talk to or just like check up on feedback, like, oh, how did this go and stuff. But if I have like 2 friends besides my girl that I jack as like girlfriends that are like friends that are girls, and I've known them for a while, you know what I'm saying? And that might be a pattern in anybody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if your girl's telling you she has boys, like she gotta know them for at least like 5 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the way this life shit goes, you know what I'm saying? After high school, like you cut off so much people, it's really unlikely that it's like somebody new they met and stuff like that,
Right.
like as their friend. And likewise too, like the 2 friends that I have and like the 2 friends my girl has, like we probably complain about each other to them. Like I don't suspect them or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And likewise, like you could find me. If I'm unreachable, they probably know where I'm at. Likewise. It's to the point where they're like emergency contacts, if anything. So,
All right, so you would accept it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This is the first time I'm disagreeing with everybody on the panel.
Yeah.
I literally do not think a man and woman could be friends. Acquaintances, yeah, sure, maybe. Like it's a simple hi or bye. That's pretty much it. And a friend is literally like, let me put it like this so that we can all understand. If the woman is not good looking, let's say hypothetically she's 500 fucking pounds. Do you think that guy is going to be friends with that girl? Let me answer that. I don't think so. No, probably not. Okay. So
Well, I see
I
what you mean.
think
There's a
I think
reason
there's
why.
I think there's going to be a point where either the woman or the man is going to have some sort of attraction to this other friend at some point. That's number one. Number two is I'm pretty sure, because we made the point earlier that us guys, it's evolutionary. Like we just look and that's it, period. So since we're implementing a point on top of another point, if we have a girl and she's good looking or she's decently looking, okay, and on top of that, we are attracted to good looking girls, period. If there was an opportunity there to end up having sex with this girl, or she gives us, obviously, she has to give us the opportunity to have sex with them, 9 times out of 10, every man is going to jump on that. 9 times out of 10.
9 times out of 10.
9 times out of 10. There might be exceptions, whatever. There might be like these some guys out there, whatever. But 9 times out of 10, every guy's going to be like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? All right, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Because I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, again, 9 times out of 10, there's exceptions. But if you guys call one of your guy friends right now and you guys are just like, listen, I'm heartbroken, I'm drunk, I need you to come over, can we cuddle? Yo, my man's going to be like, yo, what's your address? What time? Do you want me to bring some alcohol?
Be like,
Do you want me to bring some munchies? Yo, I'm outside already. I'm driving by. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just want to, I want to hear your perspectives after I said what I just said. Because again, if a girl is not good looking and she is 500 pounds, that man is not going to even acknowledge that person. What do you think, Crystal?
What if they've been friends for like a really long time?
That's pretty much it. But like, it's an acquaintance though. You know what I mean? Like, do you really think, you know, the guy's gonna be hitting the 500-pound girl up, or the, you know, like, oh hey, like, how are you doing? You know, how's your day? Oh, can we hit the gym together? You know, you're a coach, you're a trainer. Like, oh, like it's leg day. Like, no, bro. Like, they kind of want to just hang out with someone attractive.
But why does it always have to stem on to looks? Like, it doesn't have to always be about looks. Someone could just be friends with somebody because they just genuinely like their personality. I've been friends with them for so long.
You're completely right. But that's I think that's a woman's perspective. At the end of the day, a guy, the first thing we're gonna look at is looks.
Absolutely.
You know, so if a friend is good looking or an acquaintance is good looking, we're gonna be like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna see, you know, if I have some type of leeway. And you know what? Let me even capitalize on that. If the girl ends up having a boyfriend and we're still kind of acquainted or friends, that guy is gonna be low key, kind of just looking through stories and be like, all right, is this girl, like, is she single yet? Is she not? Yeah. I think I even mentioned this on another podcast. You know, if she ends up posting like a thirsty story, not a post, but a story out there, and or like a quote saying, yo, niggas ain't shit, da da da, etc.
Yo, jump on it.
Yo, they're pouncing on that DM and be like, yo, facts. And then they're waiting on a reply. Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
I feel like that's irrelevant, but the truth of the matter is, the only person responsible is your partner, though. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like real shit. Look, if you're gonna be real, like,
please
make pretend she's my girl, right?
Okay.
Chris and Chris, hello, right? Look, right? Make pretend she's my girl, right? So, let's say I suspect that her boy, that she's cool with, likes her. Before I could ever suspect that her boy likes her, she suspects her boy likes her. You know what I'm saying? Because you really living through it, right? So she already knows maybe, but I won't let it get that far. You know what I'm saying? And if it ever did, this guy's not even my friend. It's her friend. You know what I'm saying? So
that's fact.
It's still
and you'd be okay with that, Chris?
That's why I say it's okay. Like, that's like, that's a free trap type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fail that, that's on you. You know, you set yourself up with that. It's not like I told you, oh, this is my boy. Y'all go chill while I'm busy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's absolutely right. Yeah.
There's this point where I heard, and I think that kind of just like, kind of just came up to my mind right now, is like, if you have a very, very nice car and you know the locks work and you park it in the hood.
Okay.
You know the security is on lock. You know the locks work. It's deet, deet. You know what I'm saying?
Don't leave your girl in the hood.
But but you're leaving it in the hood. You know, just because you know the security works, I don't know about y'all, but like, I would not want to park my car in the hood where there's a lot of thieves out there trying to break into my car.
So you're basically going to tell me, right, if you end up in a relationship and your girlfriend has a guy best friend or a guy friend, you're not going to be okay with that? It's gonna be like absolutely not, even without getting to know the person, or you're gonna get to know the person and then judge?
No, I don't. You know, there's levels. Like I said, you know, like I'm very, very careful with my wording as a host. An acquaintance is okay. A friend is like you're constantly communicating with this person. Let's say weekly or like bi-weekly.
Yeah,
That's a friend.
exactly.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
you wouldn't be okay with that?
I would not be okay. Like listen, Lil Jimmy. If Lil Jimmy's checking up on my girl, Lil Jimmy, my man's like. She got me. You don't need to just be checking up on Becky. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Jimmy, like that's my girl. Lil Jimmy, that's not your responsibility. Rocio, we didn't get your input. Well, why don't we let the audience hear your input?
I feel like I hate this subject right now. And I'm only saying it's because, again, I do have a lot of guy friends.
But be honest, or maybe like generalize it if you don't want to.
I can put
make
an
it personal.
example, and you know what, Brian, you are right in many ways. Like it can come to the point where like a guy may feel fresh enough to like try it, because I've had many times where a guy has felt comfortable enough where they would be like, "Oh, Rosie, I like you," this, that, and the third. And I'm like, it's either we stop talking right now, or you're gonna respect the fact that I'm in a relationship. You know, like it. Like how you said, it all comes down to the person that you're with and how you respect it. You get what I mean? But yeah, I can see how a guy can feel very iffy, because guys, there are some trifling ass guys out there. Like, I kid you not. I think like after my last high school relationship, you know how many people were in my freaking DMs after that? Like, I was astonished. And it's like you said, it's like they were just, I don't know if they were just waiting, but you could tell like once the moment arose, they just felt comfortable enough to be abroad about the situation. And over the years, just having my guy friends and all the above, like little by little, they started feeling more comfortable coming up to me, being very open. And you know, I'm a very, like, knowing me, I'm a very open-hearted. I don't judge. Like, I'm all ears, especially when it comes to my friends. Like, I'm all out there, and sometimes that attracts people, and it confuses a lot of people to think that I'm into them. I have that issue. I do. I have that issue where it confuses a lot of people, thinking that I'm in that emotional level with them, when I have to cut them off and be like, no, friend, I'm here for you, but it's not what you think it is. Yeah. Let's go back on Earth right now. Like, you know, but I can see where you're coming from. It happens more often than most, and I can see where a guy does feel uncomfortable with the situation.
You know, I mentioned this in another episode where, you know, if a man ends up getting any type of attention from a girl, that almost leaves a semi-door open. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, let's say I slid into your DMs, Rocio, or if I slid into Crystal's DMs. If I say, hey, you know, I would like to take you out, and you respectfully reject me and deny. Okay, cool, no problem. But at the end of the day, you took the time to reply. If you really weren't interested, you would have just left me on scene. You would have unfollowed me. You would have blocked me, etc. Especially if you were in a very committed relationship. You know what I'm saying? You would just turn that shit down. You wouldn't even give me the time of day. But since you replied, and then you maybe continue the conversation, and I would say, hey, why not? And you're just like, oh, I have a boyfriend, you know.
I just can't see my bro like, just talking to females all the time. I can't.
There's a tension. Listen, like, there's a lot of guys out there that would, because they're not getting ass, period. You know, there's this stat out there that literally say, like, there's about 30% of men in the U.S. are either virgins or haven't had sex in a year. 30% is huge. So yes, there's a good and think about it. 30% of the U.S., not in Jersey, not in Hudson County, in the U.S. and this stat is under 30. That's a good chunk. So like, yes, there's gonna be men out there who literally don't have jobs, or who have, you know, a desk job, and are literally just DMing girls left and right, just trying to look for attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's a sad reality of it. But yeah, I mean, like, that's what I think. I think, you know, if a girl, or, you know, my girl, or any girls out there, they really genuinely do not want to give or entertain any man, they should not even reply. They should leave it on scene and that's it. Because we take a reply as like you shut the door and then you just kind of leave it kind of open.
My thing is that like my guy friends that you would meet is literally how we just spoken before and repeatedly said, like it's guy friends that I've known years prior to me coming into the relationship. If let's say if I met a guy maybe like a couple months before meeting you, that's an off. That's it. No, it's not, because it's the beginning stage, and you're obvious, and how you said you're obviously gonna start talking to somebody because you find them attractive. That's completely different. But if I've known you for years to come, me and you have never had any type of like intimacy, no interaction like that. I cut you off. I've been calling you friend for all these years. Like I put you in the friend zone, locked down. Then you're able to stay in my life and like grow with me and see my beautiful relationship and whatever else to come. But now if you're coming in like recently, then that's an off no for me. Like you're staying in the DMs with no reply.
Got it.
There's a huge difference, I feel like, when it comes to that.
Crystal, you have any points on that? Any comments on that? No, not at all. What about you and Jay, Chris?
So it's tricky, bro. Like it's tricky, but there's a lot of points that were made that are all true. I feel you on what you're saying though. Like sometimes when guys try on girls or reply, sometimes already too far because like it should be no reply. To me, this show all about time, bro. Time is currency, you know. Like there's money, but then there's time. I always like to say, for anyone watching out there, I don't know, especially people who aren't confident about themselves, I need everyone to understand that anyone can have a bad bitch if you give her time. Like, you know, a lot of people don't understand that. People think that, okay, like the guy got like a good looking girl because he got money or jokes, I don't know. Dude, a lot of times what's winning these women's hearts is time. You know, it's like, oh, you show somebody, damn, like this guy really got time to like understand what's going on with me and stuff like that. And there's a lot of times where like us guys who are with these girls that we want to be with, you know what I'm saying, we don't got time for them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're busy, and that's when you could potentially get tricked out of your spot by a random dude who don't got time. But then that's when, like how both these ladies said earlier, communication is a big time. You know what I'm saying? You can't let your lady misunderstand you not having time for you not being interested. You gotta let her know, like, you know what I'm saying? Let her know about your business, like what you got going on. Oh, okay, I'm not with you tonight because of this, because of that. And then they'll see, like, oh, okay, you know what? Like, well, it's up to them, you know what I'm saying? Some people, even knowing that, might not respect, you know what I'm saying? But it's all along the lines of that. I feel like, you know, these people having friendships is dangerous, but I wouldn't hide, like, no girl from that danger. Like, if you gonna feel like that, go ahead. At the end of the day, like, any girl I've ever been with, and they told me they had friends, I didn't pick your friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you told me you have them. If you fail those tests, like, that's all you. And
you know, you mentioned communication, and I think that's a perfect segue to my last question. All right, because communication is very, very important between two significant others in a relationship, especially for a man. And I'm sure one of the questions, and Jay, you can kind of chime in. I'm sure one of the questions or one of the curiosities that we might have when we wife a girl up is a body count.
The body count.
So my next question, my third question is, do you think guys worry about a body count? And again, us guys, we're going to go last. Rocio, we started off with Crystal last time. Why don't you take this last question and go from there? Do you think guys worry about a body count?
I've been asked this so many times in a talking stage, and honestly, I think it's none of your fucking business. Like, period. Point blank, period. I do not want to know shit about your past. If you're coming to me, I want a clean slate. Like, I don't want to know about your business. I really don't. So a guy coming up to had some, no matter what, 10 times out of 10, I don't give a fuck, 9, not 10 times out of 10, someone's going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Why ask? Why are you smiling like that?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys after. All right, go ahead. Do you have any other like reasoning, any other points, any other, you know, arguments that could kind of back up what you just said?
Like, why guys would care?
Why? I mean, you just said that guys don't care, or you literally just said that it's none of their business. Do you think, like, can you back that up? Like, why isn't it the guy's business?
Why isn't it the guy's business? I don't know how else to put it. I'm just honestly,
Just be raw. And this is after hours, girl.
I'm trying, but like it's clearly it's not like you're coming to me for the person who I am now. It's not for the type of person that I was before. And if you heard what the fuck like, let's just say, let's hypothetically, I was a fucking slut. Let's say I was a hoe back in the day, whatever, and you come up to me and you're trying to talk to me and whatever because you find me attractive, you find me cool and whatever. But yet you want to know about my body count and the people that I were before.
Right.
Why are you stressed? You're already stressed from the get. Like,
so
yeah.
it's a clean slate. You were a virgin right there and then when you
I'm
go
not
on that
saying
relationship.
I'm not saying I'm a virgin, but like I'm just saying, like, why the fuck are you gonna come into the relationship stressed already with the people who I was before?
That's a good point. Okay. What about you, Crystal? Do you think guys worry about your body count?
I think guys do worry about a body count, but I think it's stupid because honestly, like she said, I agree. My past is my past. And most of the time, not saying all the time, but most of the time, men have a worse body count than the women. So they judge right off the bat when they've probably had double or triple the number that you've had. So it's like, honestly, you're going to get upset by my number that's probably not even that crazy, but for no reason. For absolutely no reason. And honestly, like, that's something with my ex too. Like, cared so much about a past. Like, why do you care so much about a past? It has nothing to do with who I am now. Like, you're with me now. That's what matters, not the people I used to be with before. Now, the only reason why I do care about body counts myself, just saying, is not I don't want to know the number. I don't like to know the number. But the only reason why I could see why someone would worry is because, like, if you don't use protection, like, that's a little scary. So, like, that's the only case where, like, I do get worried about it. But the same way someone shouldn't care about my past, I'm just not going to involve myself in knowing. And the same way she said, like, they're more than likely going to lie. Either one.
Do you think, just to capitalize on ladies before Chris ends up answering, do you think unconsciously, in general, not specifically you guys, in general, women do not share because it lowers their value?
No, not at all. I don't think so.
I mean, I do think we get judged the most.
We do. I don't think, well, value as in, like, if the man may value me less, yes, I do believe that because men are very judgy. And one thing that a woman does wrong in their eyes, you're automatically shit right after. I don't value myself any less, but a man can hear a story about you freaking 5 years ago and think that that's who you are today and absolutely look down on you. So I do believe a man will devalue you over something as silly as that.
No, that's facts. It's exactly how you put it. It's how you said it. But I do think that women are more looked when it comes to their body count or how things are safe. Because men, it's like we already our day and age and our generation, we're saying men ain't shit, men are this, that, and the third is already like a normal thing. You know what I mean? It's already like it's said and left and right. But when it comes to women, it's just like once you say she's a hoe, it's like no.
Exactly. And it's like a girl can be called a hoe for their past. That's, again, could not even be that crazy. But a guy being like a player and bagging mad bitches, it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's lit that he did that. But God forbid a girl has a past, is like a whole nother ball game, which I think is fucked up.
You know, it's ironic that you mentioned that, you know, like guys are almost cheered on when he has access to multiple women, and that's straight facts. But I think personally it's because men and women are looked at differently in the sexual marketplace. Like if everybody knows a woman could get laid anywhere, anytime. Like you can go up to any type of guy, you know, good looking or ugly, and say, hey, listen, I'm just trying to get it in. The guy's gonna be like, all right, I'm down. But if a man does that to a girl, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be like, yo, my man's like, you didn't even take me on a date. I didn't even get a margarita. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least the wine and dine me first. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, I think, you know, it's two completely different things. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys had a choice of whether having a virgin man or an experienced man, what would you guys like to choose?
Experienced.
I don't got time to teach you shit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Experience.
All right,
so
Experience.
exactly.
I don't
So
have
like
time
at
to
the end of the
teach
day,
you
you're
shit either.
almost expecting or accepting the fact that a man has been with multiple women. It doesn't fucking matter. But for a woman, listen. Most guys. I don't know about me. I don't know about Chris. I know about me, and I know about most guys. We would not want an extremely experienced girl.
An expert. There's levels.
Okay, we don't want that. We want to like be your superhero. We want to show you things for the first time. We want to pop your cherry in more ways than one. We do not want. Oh yeah, I've been in this situation. Oh, I've been in this position. Oh, I've been on that restaurant. Oh, I've had this before. Yeah, I've been to Dubai last week. Da da da. Like no. Like we want to give you guys the first experience. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's that fun. I think that's kind of boring. No? I think that's kind of boring. Why wouldn't you want someone to have some type of experience? What if they're just like a,
Why? So what?
a
So-
fish in bed?
No, you're completely. You know what? At some point, yeah, you're right. So like, if you were my girl, if I took you to Dubai, you'd be like, oh yeah, I went here with my boy Mohammed. We got it in last month. Da da da. Like he was my man's too, and it's okay, sure, yeah. Like let's go to the same restaurant we went. You guys went in Dubai. It's not gonna be like that. Chris, what about you? What's your perspective on that?
Listen, like I said, no guy wants somebody experienced, but you might not have too much fun with someone who don't know what they're doing. It's a double-edged sword, but ladies, you feel me? If y'all did it, at least try to act like y'all didn't. You know what I'm saying? For y'all fellow man, I don't know what to really say, but it's definitely in the guy complex to want to feel though like they doing stuff for the first time with their ladies. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not single right now, but if I was, it don't even really like. It's it's like debatable, but to touch on the body count stuff, I feel like most guys know to not even ask, bro. Like I've seen a meme that is like, whatever she tells you, multiply it times 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, preach J. Cole. J. Cole says that.
So yeah, he said whatever she tells you, multiply it by
Facts.
3. So it's it is what
It is what it is, right?
Streets talk, bro. You know, if they ran it up her, you gonna know
Listen,
about
if
that
everybody
shit before.
knows-
like, you gonna know.
Everybody knows by her nickname, yo.
If
It's,
you know what I'm saying. If she got a
streets.
nickname, if you go to get, if you go to get rap, if you go to get, if you don't, you feel
I
me?
wasn't even thinking
All right, so
about
guys,
that.
we're closing up. What I want to do is directly just engage with the chat real quick. They have some questions, and then close this bitch up because this is a phenomenal show. I told you guys would want to continue. After half hour. Time flies. All right, first question, and again, it's very very quick. We're gonna go around the panel. What's the best quickie you had recently?
I haven't had sex in a minute, so I
Okay.
can't even tell you.
Right, so it's been a few years. Okay, what about you, NJ Chris?
Best cookie I had recently. Definitely with my girl. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably had a show to go
There
to.
you
some
go.
shit like
All
that.
right, quickie, good. What about you, Rocio?
Recently, I was in a relationship, so I can't even answer that right now.
Good.
Sorry.
All right. I mean, was it with him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it was with the relationship. All right. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Next question, and this dives into my answer as well. Brian, you speak on and post a lot about relationships. Yeah, put me on the spot, girl. I'm curious to know what your relationship status is and how you maintain it in your line of work. That's a phenomenal question. So, guys, I'm off the market. I'm sorry, I hung up the boots. All right. And how would I maintain it in my line of work? It's challenging. I've had multiple obstacles with my previous relationships. And I think this current relationship I'm in, we've been together and there's been some obstacles. However, I think she's starting to understand the fact that, I'm successful in this business and she needs to accept the fact that since I'm successful in this business, this is going to benefit her long term. Because again, I'm at a certain age where a relationship is looked at long term and it's not just, I'm having fun for a week or two. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's the fruits of her labor. So drunk Melania, you thought you would catch me, but I'm an honest man. All right. So Guys, what did you guys think about the podcast? And would you guys come again? Rocio, why don't you go first? Just to close up shop.
This was fun. It was like my first podcast. Definitely amazing questions. I was able to. I have like stage fright, so I get shaky extremely quickly. I hate talking in front of a crowd, especially I know that a crowd is watching. So I think right now, like I was at my most comfortable state that I've been in a minute talking about it, and I would definitely do it again in a heartbeat. But congratulations to you, Brian. You've been doing so many big things, and I'm really proud of you.
I appreciate it, Rocio. Thank you so much. Chris, what about you?
This is my round 2 for tonight. I was on this earlier. It was really dope though, to be honest. Like earlier before me and him went back to back. You ladies were wonderful. Like it was pretty dope hearing you guys' opinions and stuff like that. It was a comfortable environment too, so it was nice hearing from you too. And I would definitely do it again. Yeah.
Well, this was my first podcast as well. And it was definitely enjoyable. Even though I do social media for a living, this was a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't like going on live on my Instagram and I talk to my stories, but this was completely different and I did enjoy it, and it gives me a good idea on how you do it because I want to start my own podcast. So thanks.
Oh, if you ever need some tips, you could ask me, you could ask my boy Joe in the background. This is one of the reasons why I end up having this podcast. It's not, because again, all this is expensive. I have to supply everything. But again, it's an investment to network. And if I network, at least for a guy, your network is your net worth. You know what I'm saying? So if I know multiple people in different spectrums of the world in different niches, then, my net worth comes.
But I really like how you're doing this, but you're also supporting a lot of people too, because you're bringing so many people into the work. Like, let's say he's also, successful, I'm sure. First time meeting you, but very successful, and you're like bringing him on. You're probably bringing a little bit more of opportunity for him into his life. So I think you're more so doing the opportunity for yourself, but you're also opening the eyes for others as well. So that's what I'm so happy for Brian, because not only is he doing it for himself, he's doing it for the other people as well.
Yeah. Which is dope.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And listen, we have this tradition where we finish off the pod with a shot as a thank you for coming on the pod. Oh shit. We got a last question, guys. Before we close up, what advice would you give for women seeking to date a guy like you? Honestly, just listen to your mans. I'm a very honest guy. I'm very transparent. I say what it is to my girl, and I literally tell her, I'm like, listen, this is for business, this is for network. It is what it is. There's always an open door there. If you want to take it, go ahead. But I'll see you at the top, and you're gonna be down there, or you could ride the wave with me, and you could be my queen. You could be right next to me, and that's it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's always a choice. I don't force anyone to do anything. But good question. Thank you. Shout out to Rocio and Crystal, Women Empowerment. Love you, ladies, from beautyguide.deb.
Deborah, I love you.
Love you.
Shout out to you. All right. So, guys, shot. And a toast to you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it coming on the podcast. Cheers. I hope to see you guys soon. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Love you so much.